If you are interested in inspiring learners and equipping leaders, you're in the right place. Welcome to Interscope Insights. So there's a funny saying that says, people don't leave jobs, they leave leaders. And today we're going to be talking about one of the key themes that contributes to why this happens. See, when I work with middle and senior leaders in a variety of contexts, funnily enough, irrespective of the industry, there is this reoccurring theme that crops up. So let me paint the picture and let me know if this resonates. Sometimes what you find is this. You have a particular professional who is really proficient at what they do. Very passionate, very committed, and very competent. And they do what they do so well that they find themselves rising through the ranks quite quickly. But then what happens is this. Their talent is recognized not only by themselves but by others, and as a result of that, that is rewarded with a promotion. And so they find themselves in a role where they have leadership responsibilities with this new role and with this new promotion. And then after some time, what they begin to realize is that the high fives and the pats on the backs and the accolades and acknowledgement that used to come when they were in their previous role seems to seem sparse in their existing role. See, what's happened there is what we call the Peter Principle. And the Peter Principle essentially says, particularly in hierarchical structures in any sort of organization, what can happen is that someone can find themselves rising through the ranks and being promoted to new roles on the basis of their competence displayed in a previous role. And there's this funny assumption that takes place whereby there's this presumed projection that they're going to be able to excel in a similar or the same fashion than they previously did. And sometimes as they find themselves in this new leadership landscape, they start to realize that a part of their journey was missing. The part of their journey that was missing was actually intentional space for them to grow as a leader. See, it's one thing to perform as a practitioner within your role. It's another thing to be able to support, manage, lead, and guide others to perform in their role while still executing in yours. The Peter Principle basically says, actually, if we're not being intentional about that, what you can find yourself doing is being promoted into incompetence. When I work with teams, particularly in education, what we find is that there's some very talented teachers that rise through the ranks and they realize a little bit late actually that they were never given the sufficient training that they needed to develop as a leader. So I guess a key theme to consider, at least for today, is there a chance that the Peter Principle might be having an impact on your team, on your leadership? There's going to be some coaching questions in the body of the message for today's post. But some food for thought just to put out there is this whole idea of ensuring that we're not assuming that because we've seen previous competence, we're going to assume that it's going to display itself in exactly the same fashion with the competence required for a new role. Are there potential development gaps that need to be plugged in order to support those that have been recently promoted? Or are you that leader? Do you find yourself in a place where you're like, I feel like I'm on, I know I'm good at what I do, but there's this what's come with these changes are a little bit, disoriented. If that's the case, what are ways in which you can access and voice the relevant support you need in order to flourish at your role? The truth of the matter is, actually, your previous success is a reference of what you're capable of. But you know that funny saying and how it goes. They say, what got you here won't get you there. What can be done differently? What needs to be learned now in order for you to excel now? Don't let the Peter Principle get in the way of your progress.